Ladies and gentlemen, we have here today with us the Reactionaries. And the Reactionaries, for those of you who don't know, maybe you can all introduce yourselves, starting over here with David.
Hi, I'm David Fry, Jane's nephew.
Oh, Jane's nephew.
Hi, I'm Jane Archer. This is my nephew David.
That's your nephew David. Very cool. And who do we have over here? Who's this young lady guitar player?
I'm Emily Burgess. I'm not Jane's niece, but I'm a friend of Jane's and Dave's. So,
That's right.
That's right.
So we've got Emily, Jane, and David. This is the new lineup for the band, as it would be right now?
Currently, right now, yep. We're just kind of going one step at a time.
Exactly.
Getting ready for a show, and then getting ready for a CD, and then hopefully doing a couple of really good gigs, and we'll see where it goes from there.
How happy were you with the last record?
Extremely happy.
It did pretty well, eh?
It did, right? Right now we've had about 1,600,000 streams.
Wow.
And we're actually getting money every month.
Good. Well, I'm glad I transferred that back into your account.
Otherwise you wouldn't be getting it.
I think we sort of hit that limit where it's like, oh, there's reactionary money coming in every month now. I better sort of put that back over to them.
Yeah,
It took a
never
while to
thought.
get there, but you've got a little bit of money coming in every way. It's I know it's not a lot, but it's more than most people are making in the music world. We all have music friends, and to get a couple $100 every month is pretty fucking amazing from royalties.
Yeah.
I mean, that's even for larger bands. Trust me, that is an amazing thing. And
Yeah.
these things help. They help to grow. They help to these numbers show that you have actual fans. And these actual fans are, they'll translate into ticket sales when you play concerts. And
Yes.
It's amazing.
Our first song is written in 1947 by the Buchanan Brothers, and it's called There's a Power Greater Than Atomic.
Men may talk about his power and his will to have his way, how he can take the lives of men and rule them all someday. There's one thing he's forgetting in this great plan he has made, how God gave him everything and everything can take. There's a power greater than atomic. It's a power of the one that sits on high. He strikes us with his mighty power, not just some, but everyone must die. Falls upon the sinful land. The rocks within the mountains will melt at his command. So when you're planning power that will sweep away the sod, don't forget there is no power to equal that of God. So power greater than atomic. It's a power of the one that sits on high. He strikes us with his mighty power. Not just some, but everyone must die. Bikini, great men came and plans were laid to prove to all the people what a power he had made. But after it was over, even through the blinding scene, the sea and sky unchanged should prove that God's supreme. There's a power greater than atomic. It's the power of the one that sits on high. If he strikes us with his mighty power, not just some, but everyone must die.
Yes.
You guys have any bluegrass concerts coming up over the summer, or is this something that you're looking to get into maybe next year?
Maybe next year. That's what we're thinking, because we're just learning new material for our next CD, which we're going to record with Booth Street Records, of course.
Absolutely, that'll be fun.
And so, yeah, and the CD has been available since 2018, The Great Atomic Power. Mm-hmm. And it took a little while to pick up steam. But so we're not really in a hurry, and we kind of have the feeling that the music's pretty timeless.
Exactly.
It's lasted like 70 years now, and the same kind of political situation is going on. It just keeps going round and round, and these songs just buy right into it,
It really does. It's,
yeah.
Emily, you're new to the band. How does this all feel with you? Have you played any bluegrass before?
No, not really.
But you are known as a phenomenal guitar player. And
Oh,
you won so many of the blues awards.
Wow.
How does it feel to be switching genres and stuff?
It's fun. When this opportunity came up, I thought, I need a reason to play bluegrass because I really do enjoy it. It's just never been something that there's always other things I have to do, and just having to do this is, and I love it. I really do. I'm learning a lot from these two.
Yeah, and there's a
Vice
Bill
versa.
Monroe anthology in Emily's car that we listened to on
Yeah.
the way over here. I think all of his recordings, or at least a lot of them anyway.
It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just...
Okay, our next song is by Fred Kirby, who wrote the song in 1950. And he did a lot to promote, the government's line in the Cold War, and became known after doing a bunch of shows as the Victory Cowboy. And this particular song is called When That Hell Bomb Falls.
Won't you listen, my dear brother, for it's time for us to gather. God is getting mighty angry for the sinful things we've done. He gave us all this blessed land, and this I cannot understand. A weapon of destruction to destroy us, everyone. When that hell bomb falls, when that hell bomb falls, they'll be screaming, dying, praying when that hell bomb falls. Yes, it happened in Korea, where our boys are bravely fighting for the peaceful way of life and our democracy. Have mercy on us, oh Lord, I pray, watch over them night and day. Keep praying for the whole world and your help to keep us free. When that hell bomb falls, when that hell bomb falls, they'll be screaming, dying, praying when that hell bomb falls. Fathers and the mothers, sisters, wives, and children, brothers are still weeping from their losses in the last war, cold and stare. Have no grace and a helping hand, we know that you will understand. Save us from these heartaches if it be your blessed will. When that hell bomb falls, when that hell bomb falls, they'll be screaming, dying, praying when that hell bomb falls. They'll be screaming, dying, praying when that hell bomb falls.
You guys have got to get down to IBMA. You've got to go just to meet these people and like walk down the hallways of those hotels and like be bumping into people like that, just like really. And they've got guitars and it's just like, do you want to jam? Sure. And then before you know it, you're gonna, it's an amazing culture down there.
Oh, it sounds great.
Well, that's fantastic. So I'm going to ask you a question now that may or may not be edited depending on how you answer it or if you want to answer it. There has been the content of your material. There's a certain amount of tongue-in-cheek. And some of the material, where do you fall on the political side of music, or do you?
Well, as we say, I think on our first album cover, when faced with the threat of self-inflicted nuclear annihilation, do you laugh or cry? And we say both. So we're having a laugh, but we're also pretty appalled that these songs are, the atom bomb is just as scary as ever, and we're under just as much threat as we ever were. And it's just, it's confounding when you think about it, because it's a dichotomy kind of that we play these songs, we hope that people understand there's irony involved, and but I know we have fans that believe these things and other fans that get it.
Right.
So it's a little scary, and we have one song in particular, Marty Robbins' Ain't I Right, that is getting a lot of play, and it is I would be a little hesitant to play it at some shows, depending on the makeup of the audience. So yeah, it is. It's edgy material, even though it's so sweet sounding. It's bluegrass. The harmonies are lovely, So it's such a contradiction.
Well,
but that's the fun part. I think that's what people like.
Right. Yeah. The fun. There is a fun feeling to it. I listened to that first album that we had, the Great Atomic Power, and when you guys came in with that bunch too, I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
And then I started hearing some of the history and the other side of it, and it was kind of like, okay. And there was a moment where I had to think, are we crossing a line doing this record or not? I've since gotten over that, of course. As
We've all asked ourselves that. Yeah.
But we had, I had to ask myself that. Whenever you do anything that's sort of topical or political, I had Ron Hynes on the show a couple weeks ago, and he's a very political guy, and that was a different sort of thing. Hearing his attitude on how music and politics can, how you can use music to influence politics and stuff. I don't think that's what you guys are trying to do per se, but I think it seems to me like you're acknowledging the fact that nothing's really changed in 50 years.
Yeah.
We've come full circle once again, and it's probably more relevant than anything this particular week. But
we keep waiting for a call from the Trump campaign to come and play one of his events.
And,
what are they paying?
And how much money would that take?
Well, quite a bit. Yeah, that would really be putting yourself out there.
Oh my. Yeah. What's the next song?
All right, this is a 1953 song by Ray Anderson, and he takes direct aim at Joe Stalin in this song. It's called Stalin Kicked the Bucket.
Okay.
Well, Stalin kicked the bucket, he's long gone. He won't worry us from now on. He lived in a place they call Moscow. His number came up and he had to go. Well, old Joe's dead and gone. He stayed around too long.
Nobody came to save his hide when old Joe laid right down and died.
Old Joe won't worry us no more. He killed the helpless by the score. Now I hope he's satisfied, since old Joe's taking his last ride. Yes, old Joe's dead and gone. He stayed around too long.
Nobody came to save his hide when old Joe laid right down and died.
While near the end he couldn't talk. He's paralyzed and he couldn't walk. He died with a hemorrhage in the brain. They got a new fireman on the devil's train. Well, old Joe's dead and gone. He stayed around too long.
Nobody came to save his hide when old Joe laid right down and died.
Although he was a man of power, he was scared of Eisenhower. So now the devil, he can retire. They got a new fireman on keeping the fire. Old Joe's dead and gone. He stayed around too long.
Nobody came to save his hide when old Joe laid right down and died.
Fantastic. Woo!
Screwed up the lyric.
Well, thank you all very much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. I'm so looking forward to doing a new record. I think it's going to be great. We'll get at that as soon as you're ready, and that'll probably be end of the summer, the fall,
Yeah,
I guess.
that's what we're thinking.
We're ready for it here. It's going to be great. And I look forward to seeing you this summer. Anything else that you guys have coming up that you want to talk about or promote or David, what do you do now? You say you're like the weed king?
Yeah, I grow some weed at a company in Peterborough.
Oh, so you're growing for a legal company, eh?
Yeah, it's a legal company.
And you're the weed king?
Yeah,
you're the guy?
I'm legally the master grower.
The master grower?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Did you ever think that was where you were going to be?
Not one thought went into that. Yeah.
Does it pay well?
Pays better than poverty.
That's
so,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Pays better than poverty. I love it. And Jane, you're up to the same thing, just sort of taking care of everything.
I do some bookkeeping and try and keep my our gardening operation going. We got the greenhouse there now, and we're starting to get lots of stuff, and doing music when I can.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's the way it
so
should be.
I love all genres, and I'm open to trying just about anything.
Well, now that the three of you are on your way, it's going to be fantastic. And Em, you're still playing with. Do people call you Em?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, that's
I love
sort
it.
of came out, and I wasn't sure if that was right or not.
No, it makes me feel a good bond with you.
There you
Just
go.
that you said that.
So you're doing the stuff with the Weber Brothers and your solo stuff, and you're playing with some other bands as well.
Yeah, I think I got a date with Rita Shirelli's this year.
Oh, nice.
Very
That's a good
cool.
one.
Yeah. Just playing a lot. Just a lot of playing.
And you do the
good.
Women's Blues Review
Yeah.
in Toronto every year, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
fantastic.
It's at
That's
Massey Hall
fantastic.
this year.
I keep seeing so much great stuff from you online. It's amazing to see young musicians come up and doing it the way that you are. And I hope calling you a young musician isn't
I'll take it.
take
I'll
away
take
from you. No, it's fantastic. It's hard to find young musicians that are coming up and doing it nowadays. You know, I mean, a lot of the younger people don't really know band music, right? My
Yeah.
daughters and stuff. I mean, I take them to see bands at the Air Canada Centre. There's no band on stage. It's dancers and a couple people singing, right?
Right.
And they're not used to seeing bands, so I
Right.
love seeing younger people coming up. It just gives you that feeling like, oh, it's not going to end. This is
Yeah.
great.
Bluegrass is
Keep going.
popular.
You'll never die.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all very much for coming on the show. The Whiskey Wednesday show is so happy to have you all here, and I look forward to doing more work with you in the future.
It's certainly
Thanks a lot,
our
Ken.
pleasure to be here. Appreciate
Yeah.
the invitation, and we had a lot of fun.
Thank you
And
very much.
yeah,
We'll
it's
see
all
you
good.
before too long.
You betcha.